guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to go over a very entertaining and unfortunate story. Title: My fiance's best friend sent me proof of her cheating at her bachelorette party. And a big shout out to Nishad for sending me this story. And guys, this is about a guy, he's 25, his girl's 24. He's been with her for like 5 years. And long story short, he ends up kicking her to the curb right before their wedding because guess what? She cheated at her bachelorette party. But you're going to see in this story, guys, it's very interesting how he found out. Like I said in the title, her best friend or one of her good friends sent him proof of this. And at her little indiscretions at the bachelorette party involved not just one dude. Oh, no. It involves multiple dudes and a chick. And he gets video proof of a lot of the indiscretions that are going on. And this is another example of just how if you're getting married and your girl has to go do girls' weekends and girls' nights and bachelorette parties, well, you know darn well what's going on. You have to really question how important you are to her. I mean, seriously. Now, does this mean every gal that's going to go to one of those is going to behave in such a way? I hope not. But still, why the stereotype behind this is just unreal. And how many stories have I covered where it's a girl's bachelorette party, she gets drunk, and all these things happen. And this is another relationship that bites the dust. And what I like about this is that even though it's terrible, I feel bad for the guy, he doesn't cave, he doesn't act like a little BIT, he kicks to the curb. And by the way, you're going to see her very typical reaction when she knows she's caught, but still has to, obviously, she behaves the way she does. So it starts off, says here, first of all, sorry for the mistakes. I'm writing in a state between exhaustion and being completely drunk. So yeah, pretty common story. I met her 5 years ago at the university. I fell deeply in love and thought she was the love of my life. How many stories have started off like that? 5 years of a relationship, she decided to effing crush me. I want to break my skull right now. We are not the perfect couple, but damn, we were close. Her family really liked me, and while I don't really have one of my own, I felt so welcomed in theirs. We had projects. The first one was me buying this big garbage of a house near the sea, building a family on our own, etc. I proposed to her earlier this year, and I couldn't think of a better night than this one. Why the F did she have to throw everything away like that? Yeah. Now, here's the question. If this, what you're about to hear, guys, happened on her bachelorette party, I have a very hard time believing that this isn't the only incident where she was disloyal, if you will. I just don't buy it. Yesterday morning, I woke up with a big headache from my little party with the boys, and what a surprise when I saw that my fiance's best friend sent me not one, but 5 effing videos. How naive I was, thinking, oh cool, they had fun. Must be some fun or embarrassing moments, lol. Well, in his mind, he has no other reason to think that what he sees happened. He's just thinking they had a good time and they were doing shots and all that and whatever. And boom. To summarize the 5 videos, her kissing at least 3 other guys, making out really passionately with one, and I mean really passionately, licking champagne on his body, and finally her being lifted up into a room and a lot of noises behind the door. Okay, so it'd be one. It's bad enough it's one, but now 4 different dudes, and you're about to find out more later on in the story. He thought he knew her. He thought he found his perfect girl and all that. Well, he said we're not perfect, but pretty close. My friends are still with me and as dumbfounded as I am. I guess she slept most of yesterday because I had the first text last night and a shit ton of them and calls this morning. I only asked her yesterday to tell me the truth, and she played like nothing happened. Of course she did. He has this proof. Her making out with other dudes. And yet she's denying that it happened. Does that sound familiar? It's amazing to me how the gals will deny, even though there's proof right there. And even then when confronted, because there's a pattern to these stories, then they'll give you snippets, if you will, of the truth. But you don't get the whole picture until more evidence is presented. I just can't, I swear to God, it's crushing my mind right now. She's just begging on text for me to pick up, saying it's not what I think. How cliche, right? Even her best friend is trying and told me we need to talk. I picked up just once. I told her I know for the guy, and bam, blank silence. He wrote this while he's kind of intoxicated. Then sobbing and crying, telling me to meet and talk and explain why it's not what it looks like before I hung up and turned off my phone. So again, the waterworks, she's getting the friend to call him and all that. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And her saying it's not what he thinks. He's got the pictures, the videos right there. She's making out with other guys. What else? Do you have a clone? Was it your clone that was doing that, not you? Even asking me who was this BIT that sent me the videos. Guys, I really think I could have had my own family. It was hard growing up in foster care. I guess I only have my bros and my job left. I guess I need some outside advice. Maybe it really wasn't what it looked like, but how to believe that BS? Dude, I know you don't want to think what happened, but it happened, and you got proof right there. He says, as an edit, my friends are typing now. The OP is kind of messed up right now, but all your comments really is cheering up a little bit. We'll keep answering until he feels like sleeping. Thanks, everyone. That was actually written by his bros, because he started this. He was drunk when he was writing this, and this is his way of venting to feel better, which a lot of guys do. So that's the end of the first part. Now we're going to go on to the second in a moment, but obviously he can't marry her. He just kick her to the curb. And as the saying goes, once a cheater, always a cheater. And if he were to take her back after all this, she would treat him like complete shit. Their relationship and marriage would be awful, because in her mind, she'd know, well, look what I got away with. He had proof, video proof, and took me back. So then there'd be more problems and disrespect. So you have to kick him to the curb and move on. And you'll see in part 2 that he does. And also in part 2, which I'm about to go over, you're also going to see more information as to what was going on behind the scenes. And some of you will be shocked, but others, like me, nothing shocks you. Part 2, he says here, the wake up was hard, but I first want to thank all the kind messages and advice that I got. For the people who insulted my fiance, please don't do that, even though I understand how you feel. Dude, you can't post this story on Reddit or anywhere online and not expect insults to go the way towards the gal that did you wrong. For now, I just need to get back home. So I texted her that she had until this afternoon to pack up some of her stuff and leave to her parents' place, and of course not with the car that I bought for her. She called me and begged for a chance to explain. Explain what? So there she was, crying, guilt tripped that I'm not believing her over someone I don't really know, telling me that nothing happened in the room and that the kissing was all she did. Oh, okay. So if he was with his bros that night and they went to a club and he was making out with a bunch of girls, she'd have no problem with it, because kissing is just, that's all he did. She'd have no problem with that? Bullshit. At this point, I was at my breaking point, but I held the tears and asked her to tell me the truth or I'd just disappear from her life. So, more crying until she confessed that all she did was oral on him and her. And details, but nothing more happened because she stopped. So, a moment ago, you all heard all she did was kissing. Then he tightened the screws a little bit. Now, all of a sudden, okay, fine. Yeah, I did oral on him and her. Oh, okay. So again, that he's supposed to let that go. Goodbye. Hang up the phone. Get your shit. We're done. Don't ever talk to me again. And if you're lucky, I won't send those videos to your family. She swore that's all she did, but how can I be sure? I never saw her that panicked over something. She even proposed something like a free pass for me to cheat on her or anyone I like. What the hell? I can't even describe how sick and disgusted I feel while hearing all this. I hung up because, well, what is there more to say? Yeah, exactly. End of story. And the fact that she's did that, and she was just like to keep him to marrying her, offered him a hall pass, a free pass to hook up with other girls. She doesn't love him, because she wouldn't want her guy hooking up with other women. Yeah, it's an act of desperation, but who cares? She's garbage. What he thought she was, clearly is not her. Move on. But he wasted 5 years with this chick. And I have a very hard time believing, and I'm sure you guys agree with me, that this was the first incident. He continues, he says, through all the messages and calls from her friends and family, it was mostly messages of them telling me to pick up and talk with the fiancé. Of course, her friends and family are bugging him. Hey, it's none of your business. We're grown-ass adults. And I'll send you those videos. Like a lot of you advise, I told a friend of mine to download the videos of this stuff on his phone and computer because I can't stand to have this on mine. I also picked up when her girlfriend called me, and basically she explained that another girl invited her brother, who is a dancer, and his friends. That's why I already saw his face somewhere. She then took a solid 20 minutes telling me that she betrayed Fiancée because how much she didn't deserve me. How I was too good, handsome, and attractive and wealthy for her. Well, clearly the friend has the hots for him. And as tempting as it is, and it would stick it to the fiancé, hooking up with the friend here that sent the stuff to him, not a good idea. It'd be funny, but not a good idea. And what do you think that this chick obviously sent him this information because she obviously has the hots for him and wants to stick it to her friend? Again, as Al Bundy said, don't try to understand women. Women understand women and they hate each other. Anyway, I asked her if her fiancé ever did something like that before, and she told me no. I asked her if there were drugs that could have been used, and she told me no too, because she was still going after the cheating. So, no drugs or anything like that, but she was cheating anyway. She then offered to come over to my place in order to support me, but I kindly declined. Define support. I need to be alone right now. The wedding has been canceled, but I didn't tell the reason to my parents yet. And I turned off my phone all week. I took a break from work, and my days right now mostly consist of going to bars and getting drunk until I pass out. Well, bro, I don't blame you for wanting to escape reality through alcohol, but it's a bad place to go, and a lot of dumb things could happen. Don't destroy yourself. I get a night or two, but then you got to move on and come out of this dark place. But look, he's 25, and he spent 20% of his life with her, so that's no small thing. And he will get over her, but it will take time. And understandably, he's going to have serious trust issues forever after this. And it's amazing. Everybody has their RP story, and he will be RP'd going forward. He says, at least we had a good laugh with the boys. Even if I can hardly remember the last parts, thanks again. I never thought this would blow up that fast. He's referring to the story. I'm kind of a very introverted person. I met my current friends, only have 4, but I can't thank them enough, through my fiancée. She was the popular type of university, while all I did was study and play basketball. No surprise that she was popular at school. She was my first relationship, my first everything. Throwing up 5 years just like that. She keeps on texting me to meet and talk about this like an adult. Talk like an adult? So she's twisting it around and saying that he's acting like a child. She's the one that's a liar and betrayer, so she doesn't get the benefit of him talking to her. No, I'm packed up your stuff. It's out in the front porch. Pick it up. Stay the F out of my life. And she's sending me and then she starts sending me texts about what she ate, like nothing happened, and trying to talk about our dreams together. That is so effed up. But fortunately, there's a nice old and expensive bottle of whiskey waiting for me. And he also says here, as a quick little updates, he says, also, for all the people telling me to get with her best friend, it is not my priority right now. Good. You don't need that bullshit. The fiancé contacted me again and offered me to monitor all her accounts, not drinking or going out with me, etc. I'm not an effing jail guard. It'll be my last update on this. I won't post anymore and mostly delete this account later. And he says, apparently this story hit TikTok. Thanks for telling me. And my step family saw it through the younger brother. I won't update anymore, but thanks everyone. So that's the end of his part here. And so, of course, those videos and the story end up on TikTok because nothing in reality can happen anymore until it ends up on social media. You want to talk about embarrassment for her. And I would say to her, pretty much, you're going to leave me alone, pack up the stuff and walk away, and any money I put towards this wedding, you're going to pay me back, or these videos are going to go to your family. Now, obviously, there's some legality about certain things. I don't want to get in trouble with the law. You have to watch that out, but you get the point. And with her family, that before that got on TikTok, before her family was bugging about what was going on, he can tell them, and if they didn't believe him, be like, okay, I'm sending you some videos to prove what happened and why I'm breaking up with your daughter. So this guy handled it right, and he dodged a big one because he could have married her. And if that friend obviously didn't have the hots for him, just goes to show how trustworthy the friend is to that girl, he could have married her. All this happened, and he'd be the laughing stock of that whole little friend group here. But again, welcome to Sodom Gomorrah 2.0. And obviously before the era of Sodom Gomorrah 2.0, as I called it, this stuff happened. But so guys, be aware of this. For your relationship, guys, if your girl wants to you're getting married, and she wants to have a big bachelorette party and all that, understand some things going forward. Remember these stories. Now some comments here. One guy says here, Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, and obviously the Emperor of Rome, once said that the best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. Yes, he needs to move on, take it day by day, drop the alcohol, hang out with his bros, hang out with his family, focus on his job. He bought a house. Okay, he says it was a piece of garbage by the sea. In other words, a fixer-upper. Make that his purpose, really building up that house, working on himself, and he will be okay over time and not be a person like her. Success is the best revenge. Says here, another guy says, block your ex and don't do anything with her best friend, for revenge or otherwise. It sounds like the best friend has always been interested in you and is likely the only reason she told you and wanted to comfort you. Just focus on yourself and on your healing. And once you've healed, you can begin your search for someone better. Well, if he's a relationship guy, but he may not be a relationship guy after all this. Another guy says here, yeah, I was just about to say that just because the best friend did the right thing in telling the OP doesn't mean she did it with the right intentions. She didn't expose your ex out of the goodness of her heart. The best friend wants you, which is why she did this. She saw an opportunity and took it. Who knows how long she's been waiting for an opening to scheme her way into your arms. It wasn't for your benefit, but her own selfish desires. Wouldn't it be an interesting twist? And I don't know if this is true, if this same best friend who sent him this information got her drunk, had the guys come in, egged her on, would that have been something? But even if it did happen, she did what she did. He also says here, like your ex, this best friend also doesn't sound like a good or sincere person. Asking to come over to comfort you, yeah, sure. Do not OP. I repeat, do not entertain the best friend. Do not even become friends with her. Going down that path will make an already dramatic and messy situation even more dramatic and messy. And it's not what you need right now. Move on by taking time for yourself to heal. It's hard now, but trust me, you dodged a bullet. Yeah, he did. Again, he could have married her. Another guy says here, wow, she's sending you texts if nothing happened. Are you serious? Well, of course his now ex did that because that's how they operate. And she thought that first kissing was no big deal and said that was the only thing that happened. Then the oral on the dude and the girl, or guys and girl, no big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal. Dump her and block her now. Wow, that's beyond pathetic. That she says she refuses to accept what she's done wrong. Holy crap. Also, her best friend is acting really effing suspicious. She might be trying to make a move on you. You think? Resist her completely and totally. Lastly, stop the drinking. You're destroying yourself. Please, please stop. Get into therapy right now. Don't push yourself down a path that leads you to a falling apart, if not dying. You deserve to live and to find an astoundingly better woman. Please, OP, stop the drinking now. Well, that's a common thing in the comments section. Everybody says stop the drink and don't. Can you imagine he gets trashed and he gets into a car and after all this? No, bad idea. And last one, he says, OP, listen to this. Please block her. She will try everything to get back into your life. Even those texts is a way for her to try to smooth things over and hopefully make you more comfortable to spend time with her. It will only lead down to a road that you told yourself you wouldn't go down by communicating with her again. Trust me, I did exactly that, and it was way worse the second time around with my ex. It took a full year to recover, but I now truly found self-love for myself. So yes, he's done with her. Move on, block her on everything, and don't talk to her. You're done. Because he might, in a moment of weakness, being drunk or really depressed or trying to find any reason to look past it, take her back or listen to her and she can weasel her way in. Bad idea. Stay away from her. And I'm hoping that his friends and family will back him in all this, not have some relative like his sister or mom saying you should give her a second chance or some bullshit like that. So I wish him well. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. And also, guys, if you haven't done so already, definitely subscribe to my other channels. They Did What and SSM Link. They Did What and SSM Clips. They're doing really well, and I'm really trying to grow these channels this year. And the more you guys subscribe to this channel and the other ones, it will help promote it, and YouTube will think it's doing well, and they'll promote more videos, and I can help spread the word and help out dudes around the world. Really appreciate it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.